And we're back. And we've found out a lot about this creature in the tree. We've had some conversations. The creature is still making a kind of hissing noise. Kind of constantly. It doesn't seem to need to breathe in it or anything. Just consistently sitting there, making a sound like a leaking tire or something.
Just hanging out, hissing.
What?
It's on Friday night. I'll just suggest maybe we should try moving along, unless we want to figure out more about it. And they'll just like look at Bow and Sketch and be like, "Please don't want to find out more about it."
Yeah, I think say. Oh, sorry. No, go on.
I think it doesn't like being bored. So, I mean, maybe if we could give it something to focus its attention on, then we could go away without it trying to hurt us.
I mean, it currently seems like it's sort of gotten bored of us, right? Bored with us.
Its lamps seem to be, if it looks with its lamps, it seems to be like still watching you, but it's like curled up in the tree, as if it's like it stopped extending itself out towards you.
Poland will just try like edging away through the leaf litter, see what it does.
Yeah, it doesn't do anything specifically. And Fallen can make their way away.
That is a good sign. Of course, Fallen has not really ever grabbed its attention, so. I mean, what nothing.
Aha, the boring one wins this time.
Yes, the boring salamander with multiple
exactly,
eyes,
right? Yeah.
who's black and yellow
Yep.
scales.
Mm-hmm.
Boring.
I mean, the thing is that it just seems to be paying most attention to like sizes.
Back away.
Yeah,
Softly.
cool. Yeah, nice. Yeah. So like Fallen and Air like kind of back off. What are the other two doing?
No.
Yep. I'm gonna follow. I'm gonna try and keep with them.
Sure, great. So that means that like the kind of last person there is Fetch.
Oh well, no, Sketch. No. I think I will.
Oh no, we lost Jane.
Oh no! Oh, what happened?
I don't know. She dropped out.
Maybe she went to mute herself and accidentally.
No, her internet was freaking out. What can I do to?
Because we'll be all messy now.
Yeah. But at least now we can see some things. There we go. All right. Well, we can see for the moment, at least.
Okay.
But yeah, I'm curious to know about how about Fetch and
Sketch, not Fetch.
Stop trying to make Fetch happen.
Yeah, it's not a thing.
Sorry, Sketch. It's because my brain is mixing up Sketch and Fallen to make Fetch. That's what it's doing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll just be the portmanteau for anyone who ships.
Yeah, Sketches.
That's your ship name.
Sort of sneak off, but like at the same time, very quietly. So it doesn't even see me or hear me. I'm gonna like do a little bow and be like, "You're very clever, and it was great to make your acquaintance." And then like sidle away.
And you're doing that like kind of with Bao?
I think I'm like going after Bao, and then I like turn around and do that.
Yeah, cool. In which case
it's like an afterthought, like, oh, but I kind of liked it.
Yeah, there's that kind of like purr again from the engine, and yeah, it nestles and like watches like keenly as you all retreat. Cool. All right. So from here, what's the plan?
We were trying to find the boiling river a bit. We got a bit distracted.
Yeah, we did.
We did. It takes
But it
2
was
progress
very-
to get there.
Yeah, so we haven't made any progress yet. We've used up like the main like morning, early afternoon chunk of the day, but we can continue into the night if we want to, or we can make camp here. What are we feeling?
I don't think we should camp near shapeshifty carpet.
Yeah,
That
maybe
is a
not.
good point.
Maybe not. Let's try pushing on, I think.
Sure. Who wants to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fallen, do you want to do the? Because
mine-
Fallen's got +2, so
Yes.
yeah. So do you want to smash that?
Apparently not.
Yeah. You can, if someone were helping you, you could try re-rolling the 2 maybe, but otherwise you can just make a progress in the face of danger or find something else interesting.
I say we make progress in the face of danger.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that what we're doing, Fallen?
I'm
But it's up
not
to you.
opposed to this, but at the same time, I'm cognizant of, like, is this the player making the decision or Fallen?
It's the
making
player that makes the decision.
the player? Because I'm cognizant of it will take 2 progress to get there, and when we attempt to defy danger, it usually takes a while.
Well, that's true, but also we take a while to investigate things, as was just shown. So, like, we could make an interesting discovery if we promise not to investigate it. That's unlikely.
Well, no, I was just thinking, like, if we make another interesting discovery, then afterwards, we'd probably, like, we that would probably take us to end of game.
Yeah, we wouldn't actually.
I don't know if we'd actually be able to make it to the river.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I think that's
Um,
probably a fair assumption.
Yep.
So, like, it might be better to like find more interesting things than to find the thing you were looking at.
Is that what you're thinking, Heather?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just because, well, I mean, either way, we'll find something.
Yeah.
Hey.
Welcome back.
Yay, welcome back.
Hello?
Hi, welcome back.
I'm back. I'm
That's
so
right.
sorry.
You didn't miss
That's
very
okay.
much. It's okay. This happens. We have this has happened many times.
We have protocol for it.
Amazing.
We all you missed was that we were discussing our next move, and we decided not to camp, even though it's coming on to nighttime. We decided not to camp near the mysterious shapeshifty friend.
I support this decision wholeheartedly.
Excellent. And Forland tried to navigate us onward toward the place we were trying to find, but didn't roll super great. So again, we have the choice of, do we make progress, but we have to overcome a danger, or do we just discover something else and not make progress? And the current discussion that we're having, and it would be great to hear your thoughts, is that even if we do, like, if we choose the danger, like overcome a danger and make a progress, we still have to achieve at least another progress before we get to our intended location. So the suggestion is that it could possibly be better for us time-wise, like, because we've only got sort of an hour or so left of the game. It could be better to just discover another thing and investigate it and then head back to town, because otherwise we may kind of get to our intended location and then not be able to really do anything there.
Yep.
But I mean, even if we make it there and map it, that's still useful. So
Also, like, mapping the cool things you find is also useful if you want to be able to find them
and
later.
mapping other stuff is also cool. Yeah.
How do we
Yes.
map things? Out of curiosity.
You have to say, I'm mapping the thing that the thing that we're doing here. Is the main thing. You can also, like, there's also like a map in the journal that you can edit that is being maintained. If you want to like mark things on there. But yeah, the main thing is like you have to say, I'm making them, like, you know, you have to do it in the fiction.
Okay, no, because I just assumed that it was like you have to make an intelligence roll or something, and I'm like, I don't have very good intelligence.
Nope. As long as you're doing the thing.
All right. Before we leave, even if we are going to do the danger or investigate something else, should we map where we currently are? Do we know where we currently are?
We can do. Yeah. The question is, because we need materials, we need appropriate materials, don't we?
What are you using? I mean, you could just say like, I'm going to use a use of dungeon rations to have some like, not dungeon rations, dungeoneering gear for like, having some stuff for mapping if you wanted to. Adventuring gear, that's the name of it.
Adventuring gear. Let me see if I have adventuring gear.
Sorry, I have adventuring gear, and I don't mind pulling out some paper and stuff if that
sounds
would
good.
be helpful to
Yeah. I mean, the follower of Shan is probably the best person to make maps.
I mean, yeah, I would have.
You'd have paper and things, right? Like that's
Yeah.
Yeah, because aren't like maps and compasses are like one of the symbols of Shan, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm a nerd. Hi everybody, I'm a nerd about fake gods.
And also the name is Sketch.
That's true. My name is Sketch.
So true.
I didn't think about that. Right. Where is my stuff? Okay. So I've used up. Do I need to have like separate uses for like a writing implement and?
No.
Or can they be one thing?
Yep.
Oh, oops. Oh, crap. I changed the number to one use left instead of and taking it down by one. Oops. Okay. Right. Yeah. Try and map the things. Yeah. Right. So yeah, I want to try and make sure we can remember where spooky car imitation critter is, and grave of organ
Rees, yeah.
Rees. Organ Rees.
Yeah, it's in the chat.
Notes.
Yeah, it's in the chat. I'm putting it into the journal as well.
The murky mausoleum.
I will try and draw on the drawing and see if I can actually do this.
I'll be back in just a second.
Oh, but I have no idea which way we are, so...
I'm sorry. I can do it. Okay.
Right. I don't know where to put this, because I don't know in relation to anything else where we are, because I haven't had much map reference in the past.
It's actually really kind of hard and impossible to know where anything is, both
So basically,
in and out of games. So just wherever you feel.
Okay.
I'd probably go
We
like
kind of moved a good 100 meters into the forest, didn't we? Away from the apothecary.
Yeah.
Well, we went.
Apothecary, but...
Yeah, it's probably like roughly. I'd say like it's probably, if you look at the map, there's Beta, so probably somewhere between the tree camp on the left and the safe camp to the bottom.
Okay, so like down here.
That makes sense because it's kind of towards the weird river gases. So I just we'd go in that vague direction, but not in the right vague direction. If that makes sense.
Okay, I'm gonna put it over here then. Right. I'm really bad at this.
What are you calling it? What are we calling it?
Oh yeah, what do you want to call this?
I mean, in the document, I've written grave site of organaries.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay. The text is humongous and not in the text box that I drew. That's weird.
But yes, did we decide what we wanted to do as far as the 7 to 9 result?
Does Sarah and Jane have thoughts?
I'm thinking, given the time, that just discovering something new. What were the two options? Discovering
a new thing or making progress but facing a danger first?
I think not that one. I think discovering something new I'd be leaning towards.
Yep. Cool. All right. Well, then if that seems to be the consensus. Let me have a look and see what you find then as you make your way through this, quite through the like shadowy like there's not too much undergrowth here because there's not a lot of like light coming down through the canopy for things to grow. Can I get a D10 from Heather? Right. Yeah, cool.
I do not like that noise.
Yeah, so like you managed to find a section of like what used to be road. Like there's like cobbles and pavers here along underneath the like the brush. It's relatively like young as far as these things go, which means that it's actually like less well made than the older stuff. But as you're like following this for a little bit, you find that it there's like it goes across a section where there was like a bit of a small valley, and it was like bridged across as if like you could easily take a cut down and up the sides of the valley, but someone has been like, no, it needs to go like dead straight without going down or anything. And so they've made like almost it looks kind of like an aqueduct. It's a bridge going across the thing, but it's fallen down on your side. And you spot this and when you get to like the bit where it's fallen down, you can you spot on the half of the bridge that's still extended out into the thing is a figure who seems to have, they're probably what, 3-4 feet tall, and yeah, like 3 feet tallish. They are short arms and legs. You can't really see a lot of them because they're lying on the like right on the edge, on the precipice of this like fallen down bridge. They appear to be breathing, like they're breathing deeply because they're like lying on their back and you can see their belly going up and down, but they have like a sack just kind of like draped over their head, and so like you can't see their face, and then all around that them there are like sticks and like that have been like sharpened to make it so that like if you were to try and like jump the gap, which you would have to be pretty impressively close to superhuman to do, but like it technically probably possible, but you would be instantly impaled on all of these big sharpened sticks. And then you can see where it meets the on the far side, where it meets the bridge meets the far side, it's kind of like partially collapsed there as well, and you can see that that's all got all of these like sticks and like broken bits of like carts and crates and things are just kind of like piled up like a zombie defense wall, right? Like just everything, and you can see that like things have been like dragged there through the. You can see like all of the drag lines that have been where things have been dragged to make this like very ramshackle defense of the. It seems like where it's fallen down, there's some like openings of like caves or tunnels in there.
That's on the far side?
Yeah, on the far side, yeah. And I think the other thing that you probably, I think the thing that you notice when as you're approaching, is that like that there is this huge canine that is rested a little further up the village, up the bridge, and it's definitely also asleep, but it like. Right, like it once you start approaching, I think you stop when you see it go, like, oh, like, you know, sniffing the air in its sleep. I think you can probably hear some kind of like vague talking noise coming from that far end where the like holes are in the ground. Gibbering, I would describe it as.
That's never good. Not in a role-playing game. Don't ever want to hear gibbering. It's bad. It's bad time.
Always. Every time.
Okay, I'm just trying to get I'm trying to get a visual.
Do you want to map it for you?
Yeah, that would be really helpful.
Yeah,
if you could
cool,
do
let me
us
do
a
that.
little sketch map, that would be real good.
So you've got like the valley right, that goes down.
Also, for Jane's benefit, if you are looking at the map and you're having trouble seeing, there's a little zoom in and out thingy. Yep.
I gotcha.
So so the party is there. Oh, that definitely says panty. Oh dear. Party. So the party is there. We've got this like weird little figure here, right? That's appears to be sleeping on the precipice of near death. They got their papa buddy here.
Where's the papa buddy?
There.
Oh, yep, gotcha.
And then lots of spikes on the bridge, and then like holes in amongst the bit where it's fallen down over here. And that's,
what are the spikes?
Yeah, they're made out of like wood and like bits of broken crate and like cart wheels, and they're very they're very like hashed together like palisades almost.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like there's probably some like bits of weird metal chunks in there and stuff like that.
So they're improvised.
Yeah, very.
They're there for a purpose.
Yeah. They're improvised, but they're definitely like seem to be protecting the like entrance to the tunnels on the far side.
Yeah.
Tunnels, caves, warrens, big snake holes. I don't know.
I love that you're like just going more and more ominous with the description of these holes.
Geysers. No, they're not got steam coming out of them.
They do have gibbering coming out of them though, which is
Dungeons of death.
somewhat nerve-wracking.
At some point, a bottle like flies out of one of the holes, breaks breaks the glass on like one of the palisades, and then rolls down the valley.
I want to know what is in there. Also, I do not want to go in there and get swarmed.
Is there any way, if I look around, we're standing on the precipice, and if I look kind of down around the sides of this face of the valley, is there anything that you can see or tell me about that face?
Yeah, let's have a discern realities check. It's not like a steep cliff face. It's it's like the gentle decline. Like it. I'm pretty sure that like during a wet time of the year there would be like a creek at the bottom of this, but it's not like extremely steep. But yeah, let's get a discern realities, and I can answer some questions.
Okay, so I need to.
If you just hit wisdom,
which one?
Which you seem to be, yep, which you seem to be good at. So cool. So you can ask one of the questions from the discern realities list. So that is, I have it here again.
Yep, got it. All right. Well, I'd like to ask. What is about to happen?
Doggo is going to wake up their friend, and is going to be upset that there are intruders. I think you can see it like starting to like grump and snarl a little bit in its sleep at the smell of the. And once it realizes that it's not a dream, it's gonna do something about it. It's probably the size of a large pig. So yeah, it's clearly like, as far as like there isn't any problem with the question, like the doggo and the figure could probably get to you if they go, rather than trying to jump across, because that would be, you know, not too dangerous, but it would be easier for them to like run back to the other end where the holes are, and then just run down the valley and up towards you.
Right. Does anyone have any spare steaks we can throw to Doggo?
We've got rations.
Yeah, rations are like, people think that rations are. Yeah, imagine the dogs would think that they were. Right, like. Yeah, it's like, wow, we got some like pita bread and cauliflower and corn. You know, it's like
no T-bones though.
Not in dungeon rations, no.
Okay.
Bao says, if we want to make something happen, but we don't want it to happen exactly to us, I have someone I have a spirit that could do something interesting.
What sort of interesting?
I'm not sure exactly.
Would they help us to work out what is this making noise in the caves without having to?
Well, they'd probably make it come out of the caves. And we could hide.
That's true. Hiding, yes.
Hiding sounds good.
And then we could just watch what happens.
I like that idea. I like watching what happens. We can learn a lot.
If all goes well. What's the? Because you said it was relatively dense forest around this area.
Yeah, I think if you went further up, you could like fully cross this valley just by like climbing through the through the large trees that are like all around the place, right? Because they're growing up out of the base of the valley as well. But yeah, when you get to the valley, there's like some of the larger trees are a little bit more sparse, and there's a little bit more undergrowth. Down at the very bottom of the valley, there's definitely like blackberry bushes. I'm pretty sure they are. You'd have to get closer to know for sure, but yeah, there's a bit more undergrowth because it's wetter as you get further down to the valley. But up the top here, and where it's like relatively flat, it's still that big overshadowed like large trees area.
But definitely hideable.
Oh yeah, definitely
Sounds
hideable.
good.
Yep.
For lack of a better plan, on my own, I think this sounds good.
Yay! Great.
Let's hide.
Yeah, it sounds like everyone's defying danger as a group. So everyone needs to roll. Now, talk to me about how you hide. Which stat do we think is most appropriate for each person?
I'd probably go up a tree just by default.
Yeah, so that
Like
sounds like
myself.
dexterity or strength for the like climbing.
I am going to eye the undergrowth and try to find a bush that looks most like my hair.
Yeah.
Yep. Does that sound like wisdom or
Blending
intelligence
in.
to you, Emily?
I'd love it to be wisdom.
Sounds good.
Cool. And and I think Sketchy doing a similar.
Something like that. I like to blend in. So I'll find somewhere shadowy.
Yep.
And I'll just pull out my hood and try not to show any bright white bits of me. And lurk in a shadow.
Cool. Awesome. Roll wisdom.
Okay. I don't think I'm very
I'll
good.
try and do similar to Emily, or
That is my worst stat.
should I
rolled
say
terribly.
bow?
I fall right out of that tree.
Yeah, so if you're doing the same sort of thing,
I can rescue someone.
Yeah,
Same
but
sort
only
of
one
thing,
of
but
us.
I'm very light-coloured and light-coloured clothing, so I'm going to look for a place, maybe next to an outcrop of rocks or something down.
Yeah, if you get up in one of the trees, then you'll be kind of similar to one of the to like the bark color for some of the
Beautiful.
bunions. So yeah, so if you can roll
Great.
wisdom, you might be able to save one of these people who fucked them.
Yes.
I think Sketch has failed at putting on their hood and there's just like bright hair.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brilliant white, like catching in the sunlight with little bits of like red flickering around and then
So yeah, Sketch and
they've done a great job, but there's like a big
Sketch and Fallen get saved by Bow and Air.
Does that still count as failing a roll for us, or?
Yes. Oh
terms of
no,
XP?
it doesn't. If you got saved, so
Okay.
you
So
could,
no marking XP.
You could tell them not to save you if you wanted to.
No, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm good.
sure. All right.
So yes, just to clarify for Jane's benefit, because we both rolled a 10 or more, it means that we can basically like rescue someone who rolled a 6 or less.
Right.
Yeah.
So
So
thankfully
we've
this
both
one
done
worked
that.
out because there were 2 of us and 2 of them, so it's okay.
Great.
Sketch
Unless you want to turn around and be like, no, I'm not saving anyone. Y'all can suffer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Saving you all is my job.
All
so-
right. Cool. So yeah, y'all are pretty well hidden. What are you?
Hey,
What are you up to, Al?
I am gonna reach in carefully into my bag and pull out a little bone carved bone wand thingy. And I think like Sketch is near me and can probably like see all of this.
Yes, because I just stood there and like,
Yeah.
and then you were just like, no.
Get down here. Yeah, exactly. And I am gonna hold the wand up to my face and I'm gonna whisper to it, and say, Nightingale. And then like out of the end of this wand totem thing, there comes a kind of like a piece of mist, I guess, that will have a magical effect. So Ash, there is the nightingale from many sessions ago, in here.
Yep.
I have a note that says it contains one additional undesirable effect.
Right. I mean, yeah, that it perches next to you,
Yeah.
and then it starts singing.
Okay, hang on. I have a thing for this. Wait, no, I have a thing for this. Where is it?
Singing and hiding do not go very well.
Yeah, exactly.
It sings like a music box and like a little miniature like organ. Yeah.
Sure, I have a move that's about like talking to spirits, but I can't see it anywhere, so maybe not. Spirits speak I'm sure is a thing. Oh well. I mean, I don't know that I'm going to be able to convince it to go away, and it's probably a bit late. So, yep, that happens.
Yeah. So it perches next to you and starts singing, and it's like little, and yeah, you can see as it sings there are little like pipes on its like organ pipes on its back that are like these like little whistles and like little like bells and things. It remembers the form it had in life. It knows how this works, and yeah, it makes the song of like pipes and music box that it sings beautifully. And this 100 and like the dog 100% like twitches its ears and like goes back to sleep, but the other figure like is like what? And yeah, like it like looks around and like rubs some of the like mud off of its big green football shaped face, and like peers around with its huge dark eyes and starts listening with its pointed ears and tries to climb down this current edge of the thing, and like I think it like thuds to the ground as it falls to the onto the floor of the valley, and yeah, you hear it be like ah.
I think I whisper to Sketch and maybe to the others if they're near enough to be within like stage whisper distance, but if not, I won't try. But to anyone that I can whisper to, I say, this isn't what I thought it might do, but this is fine because if someone comes in here, we can just stab them by surprise.
I think we see
that's always plan B, right?
Yeah, I think we see the goblin like emerge over the edge of the thing, with like a bit of blackberry bush like attached to them by their shirt or whatever. And yeah, they start hunting through the place, through the forest here, trying to find this like enchanting sound that is heard. It eventually kind of gets pretty close to you.
Yeah, I'm gonna like as it starts doing that, I'm gonna like take my dagger like carefully out of my belt and like look at like Sketch, in like a kind of like, and like prepare myself to attack if it gets close.
I mean, yeah, it sounds like you're hack and slashing it.
Do we have any kind of advantage for being?
Do you have a move that says you have an advantage when you attack someone who's unaware?
No.
I'm pretty sure the thief has that, but you don't.
Oh, you're muted, Sarah.
Sorry, I'm a backstabby person.
Yay! Excellent.
I'm good at that.
Well, I'll let you do that first, because otherwise I'll mess it up for you.
I don't think I've actually
written it down.
Down what it does. Oh no, hold on, it's down here. Okay, so all right. Okay, right. So I just have to roll dex, I think, and then depending on the result, I can do things.
Maybe I can be helping her.
I can't backstab very good.
I mean, it sounds like Emily is helping. Yeah.
Good.
So that means that I can re-roll a dice. So
yep.
I need to do it separately from the button.
Yeah. 3 and 5 is 8 plus 2 is 10.
Yay!
That's better
That's a
then.
very good use of the. What is it about your assistance specifically that helps out?
Yeah.
Now?
I think there is like there is a moment where it's getting close, and it's like looking toward the like bird, but instead it like almost looks at Sketch, and then I am gonna like just like slightly shift so that like there is a moment where it looks at me instead, like, and in that instant, Sketch can like get the surprise attack in.
Okay. Right. So I have to choose what happens. So does this count as a 10 plus now?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's now 10 plus. Yeah.
Okay. So I get to do 2 things, and I'm not sure which ones to pick. So maybe you have opinions. So I can just not get into melee with them, but I think that's probably like not helpful right now because other people are going to try to stab them. I can deal damage plus 1d6. I can create an advantage plus 1 forward to me or an ally acting on it. Reduce their armor by 1 until they repair it.
I would say if we as players are okay with attacking and potentially murdering this goblin, which is the thing to check in about, if that is the case, I would say do the extra damage because then this situation could be resolved quickly and with less. But I'd want to check in with Heather and Jane as to like, you as players, how do you feel if we do a murder on this goblin?
I would suggest that this goblin has shown some level of aggression and some level of unpredictability, and that we can justify defending ourselves to the death.
I mean, yeah, it's more of a question for you as a player than as a character, because it's about negotiating what kind of story we want to tell outside, like with our characters as tools.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, like if it's a thing that you feel comfortable with, and you think that's cool with you, then that's all good. What about Heather?
I mean, player-wise, I'm pretty much okay with this. Like in this particular situation, it looks like if it calls it out, then we're going to get a whole bunch of goblins.
It does sound that way, doesn't it?
So if we are able to make it quiet, then that would be a good. But yeah, cool. So I guess as a player, I don't have a problem with that.
Cool. All right, so it sounds like, yeah, we're going for like maximum efficiency then, Sketch.
You're muted.
Plus, if you kill it, then I can use Speak with the Dead to talk to it.
Oh, and I also have a thing that I can do if you kill it.
You're muted, by the way, Sarah.
Sorry. Okay, definitely do extra damage then, and then I do another thing.
You could make an opening for me if you want, because I'm not.
If I give you plus 1 forward, will you?
That would actually be very helpful, because I'm not.
The problem is when people give that to me, I'm like, oh, I don't know what to do with this. So.
Yeah, no, that's fine.
You have plans.
Yep, yeah. I do. All right. That's fine.
I'll do that then, because you're right there with it, so that makes sense.
All right.
And then I have to know how what weapon I'm using works.
I mean, you just roll damage.
Yeah, it's less about the weapon and more about you.
Right, so it's about me. So I just roll a d4 then, because that's what my damage dice is.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
And then whatever the extra is.
Yep.
Oh. Well, I don't know that.
Well, what was the choice that you? Because didn't you choose one that's do extra damage?
Oh yeah, like extra d6. So
cool. So you'll roll a d4 and then also a d6.
Yep.
Can I write 1d4 plus 1d6 or
Yep.
that? Okay. That didn't help very much.
No.
On the plus side, like you stab it, right, and it gets it in like some important organ, and it kind of like and it like goes to cry out, but kind of wheezes and falls on the ground and starts bleeding.
Oh,
So it's created an opening for you in that like it's helpless on the ground.
Okay, I'm gonna also.
Too much noise. This is good.
I'm gonna attempt to attack this thing because I'm gonna kill it as quickly as possible. Partly because I, the player, don't want to hear any gross descriptions about a thing dying. Okay, I'm gonna stab it with a dagger because I think that's the thing that I have. No, I have a spear. Reach, thrown, near, and 1 weight. Okay, we'll go with that. That sounds good. And I have
are you throwing it or stabbing it?
I am stabbing it.
Cool. So roll hack and slash then.
Okay, so that's with. Yeah, because I can't really throw it, can I? Because it's
you could throw it. That's a volley.
Which would bank it dexterity. Okay, and I have +1 forward.
Yep.
Okay, so this +1. Oh, cool. Great. That was fine.
Roll your damage. Oh yeah, it's fucking dead.
What? Oh man.
You're just like,
all right.
It's like wiggling on the ground, and you're like, wah! And it goes.
Great.
And we go to break.
Cool.
We just jumped out of the bush and we're like, stab.
Yeah.
That was it.
Good job. You killed a single goblin.
Yeah.
I like that we are apparently the personification
Let's not let the
of
other goblins know we're
kill
here.
first, ask questions later group.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah. All right. We'll be back in just a second, chat.